Hi, I'm Trevor Williams with Global Atlanta, and we're here with Minister Paul Oram of the Ministry of Business in the Canadian province of Newfoundland and Labrador. Thank you, Mr. Oram, for being here.
Oh, my pleasure.
And what brings you here to Atlanta this week?
Well, we actually had some companies that we've been dealing with in Newfoundland and Labrador, and some I guess we'll call it some leads on some people that may be interested in doing some sort of missions in Newfoundland and Labrador. So we decided we'd come here and talk to a lot of these folk. Our province is, well, my department, first of all, the Department of Business is primarily focused on inward investment, which means we bring companies from outside of Newfoundland and Labrador into the province and show them what we have to offer and ways of building their business. So, you know, essentially that's the reason we're here.
We'll talk about some of those opportunities just in a general sense for businesses that might be looking at Newfoundland and Labrador.
Well, Newfoundland and Labrador, our story is simple. We were a fishing province. Everything revolved around the fishery. Back in the early to mid 1980s, there was a cod moratorium. The codfish was our bread and butter, I guess. And the codfish was well, it wasn't extinct, but it was certainly it came to the place where we couldn't fish codfish anymore. So for us in Newfoundland and Labrador, we had a major problem. Our economy was built so much on the fishery that all of a sudden we had to pull back and say, what are we going to do? You know, we're lost here. So essentially we had major issues with outmigration. There were actual communities that closed down in Newfoundland and Labrador. People left the province in droves. So along came oil and gas, which was our savior. So we have right now 3 oil and gas projects where we're extracting oil in 3 areas offshore. We have a 4th deal that's signed, and it will start in another probably 15 to 18 months. And also we have some mining exploration and some mining that's already started in the province. Copper, iron ore, uranium, and zinc actually, and gold. So all of this together has changed our lot around. For the first time in 26 years, we've had immigration into the province this year. The past 5 budgets have been budgets that have been surplus budgets. And for a population of about 507,000 people, our budget last year had a surplus of $1.6 billion. So it's certainly a great turnaround. And all of these, you know, all of these opportunities are great. The thing that we see, though, as a province right now is that just as the fishery was, you know, we realize that if you're not careful, that can be decimated, and all of a sudden you have no foundation to build on. We want to be sure that at the end of the day, we know that oil and gas is a non-renewable resource. And so what we've done is we've taken the profits that we see right now in the oil and gas industry, and we take that to build a foundation, and we're trying to diversify our portfolio. We're trying to say, hey, this is what we have to offer in the oil and gas sector, in the mining sector. We've been involved in the ICT sector, and ocean technologies is a huge priority of our department to ramp up ocean technologies, and alternative energy as well, by the way. We have hydroelectricity projects. One in Labrador, it's about 5,900 megawatts of power there. Plus we have another project coming on. Hopefully within the next 12 months, it's going to create another 3,000 megawatts. So there's some good things going on in terms of green energy. So all of this is our story, and you know, we're excited about it. There's some good things happening, and you know, the opportunity right is now for people and firms to come to Newfoundland and Labrador.
Well, I guess summarize for me your relationship with the state of Georgia right now, your involvement with the SUS Canada partnership, and how you see Georgia fitting into your story, especially in the sense of alternative energy. I think that'd be interesting.
Well, you know, it was interesting to come here this couple of days and talk to the folk from Georgia. The model that Georgia's followed in terms of, and I'll use my words, in terms of building a foundation, is the exact model that we want to follow. We think that this is a great way to bring economic development to an area. We spent some time down at the Georgia, what was it called, the electric place down there. And you know, when we went there, we saw, or Georgia Power, sorry. And we saw, when they started doing their presentations, we saw right away what the synergies were between Newfoundland and Labrador and here. We believe that ocean technology is something that both areas can benefit from. Maybe some technology in terms of tidal waving and so on to create power. And we talked about that. So just that alone is important. Again, in the ICT sector, we have some software development companies that we've talked to that are interested in expanding their business. And again, because when I walked in here a couple of days ago, somebody looked at me and said, "So your mandate is, again, and as I said earlier, to shut down businesses here and take them to Newfoundland and Labrador." And it's nothing could be further from the truth. SUS is an organization that will bring both areas together, and will show firms from either side of the globe ways and means to be able to get involved in a new market to expand the business either side, whether it's this area going into Newfoundland and Labrador or Newfoundland and Labrador coming over to Georgia. And we think that this is an exciting time for both jurisdictions. We think that our SUS relationship will make this work, and apparently, and I know there is a conference going on in Newfoundland and Labrador. I think it's pinned down now, July the 26th to the 28th. So we're encouraging everyone from Georgia to come to Newfoundland and Labrador and take advantage of this, because there's going to be some good stuff going on.
And some of the things you mentioned, especially software development, kind of piqued my interest. Georgia has a film, video, and music office, yes. And I don't know if you met with them, but I think that's very interesting. I've heard that there is like you said, a video game developer possibly that. What are you doing to kind of promote innovation? And it's my understanding that you even have a minister that handles innovation. Yeah,
we do. My ministry is the Minister of Business, again, which is primary focus on bringing business in. We also have another focus as well, by the way, and I should finish what our department actually does. We also have a regulatory reform arm of our department, which reforms regulatory requirements for business to make it easier for businesses to do business with the province. We are also involved in the branding of the province. We, about 2 years ago, took on a big initiative to brand our province so we'd have the same brand right across the government. So we're involved in that. Now, the other department's called Innovation, Trade, and Rural Development. They look at innovative ideas that happen within the province. So they're primarily concerned with indigenous business, but they also are involved in trade. So we kind of share up the trade, part of it, but they have been specialists in this, and we are a new department that just started. So as they go on, of course, if somebody wants to look at being a trading partner within Newfoundland and Labrador, it would be innovation trade, but the Department of Business would help in any way we can.
And some of the alternative energy resources you spoke about the ocean technologies. I'm wondering, is there, as Georgia tries to develop these sources of cellulosic ethanol and things like that, is there any kind of synergy there?
Well, maybe so.
Maybe in the forestry industry.
Yeah, maybe so. We have a forest industry, of course, in Newfoundland and Labrador. We have some pulp and paper mills, and to be honest with you, we found right now in Newfoundland and Labrador our pulp and paper industry is not doing too well. So there may be some opportunity there to build. We're looking at maybe pellet plants and this kind of thing for some biomass and so on. So it's evolving. It's not something that we're good at yet, but we're working on it. Our hydroelectricity projects are something that we've been good at and we've done for a while. We have the opportunity to be involved in wind energy, for instance, as an alternate energy. And our calculations tell us that we have possibly 4,000 megawatts of power from wind energy. So altogether, it's exciting because there's so much new stuff that's on the horizon. But having said that, Newfoundland and Labrador can't do it alone, and we're here to talk to the folk in Georgia, to talk to firms in Georgia, to say, look, these are the projects that we have right now that are coming, and if you'd like to get on board, this is a great opportunity.